stare.
Hello and welcome back to Hal Tech TV. Today we've got another unboxing for you. This is BitFenix Neos case. We have the white and silver version here with us today, and it's the non-windowed version, but I do believe at some point we will be reviewing it with a window as well, so we'll just be getting the window side panel in and reviewing that as a collective review. So this is the non-windowed silver and white and silver version, and I've also been told, I believe the side panel with the window is exactly the same as the one on the Comrade, so that might help you if you have the Comrade already, or if you're looking to get it and you already have a Neos at the time of watching this video. So this is the BitFenix Neos. What we're going to do is we're going to go inside the box, take a look around the product, and if you want to check out the written review and potentially a video review on this product, you can. The links for those will be down below when they're published in the description box. Now you can also open the written review if it's been published and just use it as a guide for things like specifications, that kind of thing, high resolution photos, so you can kind of open them in separate windows while you're watching this video and scan them together. So let's go on and take a look at what comes in the box with the BitFenix Neos. Okay, so I'm actually gonna stand up now and I'm gonna unbox it. You won't see my head, but I'll continue talking as I'm unboxing it. So first off, what we'll do is we'll take a look around the packaging, and you can't see me here, but I'm here, and we'll see what's on the packaging. So it says here that there's retaining holes for easy cable management. That's a pretty new feature to enter the case game, and it's been almost like the most important small feature to be added. Also 2 or 3 drive locking and bottom and front dust filters, 7 PCI slots, the side I/O panel for easy access, I believe that says, and a window side panel on the windowed model. Now the specifications are on this side, but you won't be able to read them, I don't think. So if the written review has been published when you're watching this, just open that. The specifications on this product are the first part of that review, so you can open them and check all of that out if you want. But for now, let's just open this up and see what comes in the box. Obviously the case, but yeah, so put this knife to one side. One thing I do want to point out about BitFenix as we're unboxing this is that as far as the cardboard goes and the packaging goes in general, they do a bit of a thin plastic bag over the top with hard foam. Now a lot of people don't like hard foam because it breaks, it cracks and everything in packaging, and then it kind of loses its functionality, but they do double wall cardboard, which a couple of companies have yet to really implement, and this is going to keep everything inside completely safe. It takes knocks better than almost all packaging that even has normal foam, not normal foam, like the closed cell foam, I think it's called. So really, BitFenix cases are very unlikely to ever get damaged in shipping. So I'll just pull these out so I can actually pull it off. So I'll just put the box to one side, and it's, which way is it? I think it's, yes, this way. I'll take the bottom off first and then take the top. Now one thing I have noticed is, like I said, it's a very thin plastic wrap. That's not necessarily a bad thing because it's a thin wrap, but it's a very soft wrap. So your product really isn't going to get scratched. I know there's a lot of plastic bags on older cases that actually have scratched cases just putting them on. So here we have the BitFenix Neos. I'm just going to pause the video, change the angle a little bit, and get you a better look at the case. So half my head's cut off the top, but not the important thing is the product is here. Now if we're going to talk about the front of the case, you will notice that this is a white case with a silver mesh front. Now the mesh is a circular mesh, which is a little bit different from a hexagonal mesh in the sense that it restricts a little bit more airflow because they can't interlink as well, but it is more aesthetically pleasing, which is why you will notice that it's circular on the front, but when you get around to the back it is actually hexagonal again. So this is more an aesthetic thing, but it also opens the whole case up for airflow. Now we have the white case, we have the silver front. BitFenix are known for doing a million different colour options as well as very different style cases, but we have the white and the silver, but you can go with it in either white or black case, and then you can go with different colour meshed fronts. So this is the silver one. I believe they also do a red and a blue and I think a white one maybe on the black case. I'm not too sure, but silver, red and blue I am almost certain are some of the options to choose from. Now if we are to tip it up here, you will notice that you have a power button, you also have your reset button, your audio jacks, hard drive and power activity LEDs, a single USB 3 port and a USB 2 port. Obviously you can tell the difference through the colours. You will also notice that if I bring you round to the side, you can see that it's slightly a weird shape around this area. So it's not all the way to the bottom here, and it's not all the way to the top, in the sense that it's very angular in every single aspect. So the front's a little bit different to what you would normally kind of expect, just a normal plain meshed front, and that's kind of something that makes it a little bit different. Now I'm going to bring you around to the front again, just to point out that you've got two 5 1/4 inch drive bays, and maybe if I can find a good angle there, you will notice just here, that's where your two fan mounts are that are hidden in the front mesh. So I believe they'll be two 120s, maybe going up to 140s. So if we spin it round to the back, you've got your standard ATX power supply mount, 7 PCI expansion slots, your IO shield, where your IO shield plate would go, 120mm fan which is included, and 2 water cooling holes, grommeted water cooling holes. So that's essentially the exterior. Now if I spin you around to the bottom, you will see that you've got 4 rubber feet, a removable dust filter for the power supply, if I can get that back in there, and a little cutout there for more ventilation. So there we have the exterior. So let's skip ahead and have a look at the interior of the case. So you're out of focus at the moment, and that's because there's nothing to look at, but removing 2 fan screws and pulling the side panel off will reveal the interior of the case. Now I do want to point out, even though it's not the review, that these side panels aren't the thickest side panels I've ever seen on a BitFenix case. BitFenix actually make some of the heaviest and densest side panels that I've ever come across, especially when we're talking about the Prodigy. This is a little bit different from the Prodigy, obviously price wise and everything, so let's not get too into that in the unboxing. But if I spin it around just a little bit so that I can actually go around with you, what do we have inside? So we have what would be 3 5 1/4 inch drive bays, but it's been reduced to 2, with the top one being there but not actually being available on the front fascia. So we've got 2 there, but I suppose you could probably actually do something with the top one if you really wanted, maybe for like storage, whether it was for example a water cooling reservoir, something like that. You would actually maybe potentially be able to take advantage of that. Now do note that there's no grills in the top for any sort of radiators in the top, so if you were to go that way, you wouldn't have to worry about radiators in the top, but then again, the only place you could really put one is in the back, and I'm not too sure it will fit, so don't take my word on that. I will have to test it for myself. Moving down, we have 3 2.5-inch drive bays with their own little caddies. I think these are really cute, and you've got some hexagonal mesh on the bottom. Moving down from that, we have another 3 drive bays, which are 3.5-inch, and these are the ones where they separate and then they snap back together. So they're BitFenix's new hard drive design. Now I'm going to take this out because these are your screws, basically all your cable ties. One of the expansion slot covers, which wasn't on to start with. I'm not too sure why it's not on, maybe because they expect you to use it, and the rest are all ones that you actually have to break out, whereas that one's an actual one that you can attach. So I'll take this off, and we'll go through the cables, even though you've gone through the front panel. So HD audio, USB 2, USB 3 front panel audio, obviously. So moving on from this, let's go and look at the motherboard tray area. I'll spin it around again so that you've got a little bit of a better angle there. So it fits standard ATX motherboards. I'm not sure if it fits anything larger. Let's have a look at the box. So what does it fit? No, it fits ATX, doesn't fit anything larger, nothing like extended ATX or anything. So standard ATX there, we've got the cutout for the CPU cooler. We've got an 8-pin up here at the top, which is on the side rather than all the way up here, which might be interesting. We'll have to test that and see how that works out, because it is directly under where the motherboard tray rear I/O is, so that might be interesting. Whether it works or not, obviously we'll have to find out. But other than that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 I'm sorry, you can't see it there, 4 cable management holes, but the actual hole to get to it is here. This entire back is separated so that you can't actually get access to it. It's completely flush with the rear side panel. So we've got 4 there. They look about 1.5 inch in length. So obviously then you've got maybe 6 collective inches there for cable management. Other than that, obviously we've got a lot of space for a power supply, so you can fit whatever you want in, but in terms of cable management, like I've said, it may be a little bit of a problem for that. I assume it might actually only mean that the passage here can only really be used for the 24-pin only, because it does seem quite small. Now obviously this is all speculation, as I haven't tested it, so we haven't actually got a system in it yet, as this is the first time I've seen it in person. So I'm just taking the rear panel off, which is essentially exactly the same as the other side. I did forget to mention, did I? No, I didn't. On the side panels there is actually cutouts for Kensington lock, but it seems as though they haven't included one on this case, which means that the side panels are obviously taken from a case that does. So if we spin it round and show you the other side, you will notice that there's very little room here. I would actually probably, if I was to buy this, take quite a lot of advantage. Well, I'd take advantage of this area here, specifically the gap here between the 2.5 inch and the cable management areas. So we've got that. Now what is there that I have? Is there anything I've missed? It doesn't look like it. It looks like I've covered everything. Now I will find it interesting, given that obviously you've got the bar here, which is going to completely cut off cable management going up through there. You really can only put cable management stuff like cables up through this area here, and to bring them across here I can't even fit my fingers between the motherboard tray and where the side panel will be. So that is the BitFenix Neos. That's the first look. We will be producing a written review and a video review on this case. The links for those will be down below, so if you want to check them out, you can do. If you want to go check out the Haltech website, you can also do that. The link for that is down below as well. We do have a new search box, an inbuilt search engine on the Haltech TV website, and we have been making quite a bit of development on the site, so that you can go check that out. There's a little bit of an improvement in functionality on the site, so if you want to check that out, see if it works for you, see if you like it, and maybe give us your feedback using either the emails or in the comment sections on YouTube. You can do that. But yeah, that was the BitFenix Neos. That's our first unboxing on the product. I'm Hal Thompson. You've been watching another Haltech TV video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.